we live? Oh, yes, we are live.
Hi,
All right.
good morning.
Morning, everyone. Okay, so hi, fellow educators. Welcome to the PIE series of Profitable, Impactful Educators series. We are a tutor training academy to equip growth-oriented tutors to increase profitability, to deliver impactful, transformative teaching, and to raise the standard of the entire tuition industry. So for my fellow educators who are watching this, if you like what we are doing, please remember to say hi, okay, give us a thumbs up and share this video to anyone who might benefit from this interview. So this program is only possible with the dedicated support of my fellow community builder, Jason. So Jason, please pop up and say hi.
Hi.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
So thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason. So in this episode, we have Laurence. Laurence, say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Okay. Laurence will be sharing with us on the topic of how to achieve win-win negotiation with parents. Okay, so a quick introduction about Laurence. So Laurence has a dynamic delivery style coupled with strong facilitation skills. He believes that every person can be empowered to realize their potential. His training and facilitation spans across 38 years of experience. Besides training for private sector organizations like airlines, banks, hotels, travel agencies, transport companies, shipyards, professional bodies, educational industries, he has also trained for government bodies like schools, grassroots organizations, ministries, and statutory board. He has conducted training in Australia, Brunei, Cambodia, Greece, Hong Kong, Philippines, Indonesia, Myanmar, Malaysia, USA. Wow, that's a lot of country. He has also designed and conducted a diverse range of training programs in areas such as solution-focused sales approach, effective negotiation, facilitation, team building, motivation, NLP. So Laurence also trains Polytechnic lecturers in teaching and learning strategies through courses coordinated by Ngee Ann Poly. Okay, so a fun fact about Laurence. So there was once when Laurence forgot to switch off his remote mic while he was lecturing, and he went to the toilet. Okay, so when he came back from the gents, he was actually very surprised. You know that poly students or students generally are very passive and very quiet. He realized that all the students suddenly become super engaging and laughing. All right, so to our fellow educators out there, if you want to promote some form of engagement, okay, please deliberately forget to switch off your remote mic when you go to the toilet. All right, so Laurence, thanks for joining us. Okay, we really appreciate your time for joining us. Okay, and personally, I have actually attended Laurence's course on negotiation as well. Okay, and we really find that what he has preached in the earlier session with Ngee Ann Poly is really good. Okay, that's why we actually invited Laurence to share with our fellow educators how to achieve win-win negotiation with parents. So maybe Laurence, would you like to share with us, how do you actually get started through your lecturing journey, specifically the lecturing part on negotiation?
Okay, actually, my journey as a negotiator began before I joined Ngee Ann. I work with a multinational battery company, and I also oversee the international procurement of raw materials and parts for manufacturing of batteries. So in those days, battery requires lots of raw material, and they may amount to USD $1 million or two or $500,000. And that's where my first contact with negotiation became a necessity and a professional practice. Yeah, that's where it began for the teaching. Yep.
I see. So while you are negotiating with your suppliers, or do you actually went on to pursue is there like a proper course to pursue, or is it more through industry experience? And I don't know.
Okay, that's absolutely a good question. Okay, yeah. I think like most people, if I'm not wrong, even the research I've read and myself, we are all launched into negotiation almost every day in every transaction. As simple as going to the web market, to buying a handphone or a car and all that. So when I went in, there was no formal training. What I learned was to be on the job, observe fellow colleagues, seniors, people who are in the industry, and watch it. And there were very many painful mistakes. And actually, on hindsight, right, it is better to attend official negotiation training first. No doubt it may not give you an entire package, but it give you the tools and the skills and the equipment to do a better job, especially if you are doing it as a business, even for our fellow participants now who are tutors, because it means that you have to lose a lot to learn just the gem or the nuggets of tools of the trade in negotiation. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah,
I see. All right. So for the fellow viewers out there, okay, if you like what we are doing, okay, if you have any questions for Laurence pertaining to how to achieve win-win negotiation with parents, okay, this is the best time, okay, to ask him. If not, you have to pay to engage his professional service. All right. So later on, okay, right at the end, okay, he will also be sharing with you guys, okay, what is one way to get in touch with his negotiation skills that's exclusive for PRE tutors. All right, so thank you. Okay, we will move on to the first tip, okay, that you would like to share. So across your year of training negotiation, right? So what are some of the tips that you have, okay, specifically for in the case of a tutor, okay, or if not, okay, what's the first tip that you have?
Okay, let's begin with the first tip. It's our natural tendency when we go into a negotiation that we want to win. We want to get the best out of it. That is from our perspective. In negotiation, I call that your position. That's the position that you want to win. And this position is driven by a want. But on the other hand, the other party that you are negotiating with, for your case, if you are a tutor, it could be the parents who is going to pay for the service. They are not interested in what you want as a tutor to be paid. They are interested is what is the benefit their child can get from the service you provide. So you can see actually we are all looking at a different perspective, but the want and the needs does not really match, because the wants are usually, let's be very frank, is about monetary transaction. The needs is about a goal that the child needs to achieve, better grades in mathematics, English, literature, whatever, physics, whatever, so on and so forth. But when you go into a position and you want a want, the problem with human beings is this is all soft skills or 21st century skills. Our eyes, our body, the pulse, our mannerism, our tone sounds like all we want is money. And when you sounds like that, right? Sorry, when it sounds like that, right? They were, as a human being, if you put yourself in the position of the parent, the radar all blinks, all the red lights will blink like in a car, no more petrol, tire. So they will start to become very defensive. So my first tip is this, very, very important. In property, selling property, they say location, location, location. In negotiation is put the interest, and the interest first. Because until you can understand the interest, right, you will not be able to say the right things that would sound and match what the need is. Right? So if you start, let's say you start say, oh, I'm the best tutor in mathematics and physics.
All right.
So I'm a parent, so what? That's your claim. You may say, okay, I have 20 students, so what? So just imagine for those who are listening out there, you think from the parent point of view, what is it that is on their mind? Whether you're the top tutor or whether their child will improve in their performance, whatever subject. So this is very glaring. But you see, we are all human beings. When we want something, one is a position. We always want what is best. But let's face it, human nature has been selfish all the while. Everybody wants what is best. The parents wants what is best for their children. You want what is best in terms of your profession, and you may be very noble and you may be a great people. I'm not denying that, but don't let it come out wrong. So the first impression is the client must see you as being genuine, interested, and really an educator. So when the first 10 seconds, when you speak to them, are you asking questions? That's my tip to you also, a sub tip. Or are you trying to say as a marketing statement, I'm the best in this subject? If you start with I'm the best in this subject, I'm sorry to say, even if it's a fact, it's true, and you're holding the market share, majority market share in that subject, you will still sound like, I know what you're interested in. And you can put a dot yourself. Yeah. So I hope this first point will be helpful to you, because this is true in any kind of transaction, be it with student, be it you try to propose and marry somebody, be it you want to buy a car, be it you are going for a holiday with your family and you have to discuss, you have to convince the rest of the family members. You think you have to put their interests also into consideration? Not that you need to take out completely your interest. So win-win means we find like a Venn diagram, the two circles overlap, and right in the center there is a common ground. And when the common ground, the larger it is, the bigger it is, then mutually a negotiation will go smoother and increase the percentage of success in the negotiation. Yep.
So Laurence,
Anyone?
I have a question, and it's not pertaining to myself, okay, but also I'm asking this on behalf of a lot of tutors. So a lot of tutors somehow sometimes they are aware to put their clients' interest first, but sometimes because of their financial constraints, sometimes because the student intake is suffering, they tend to fall back, okay, to the self-defense zone, of the catching mode or the self-interest mode. Yeah. So I would just like to ask, okay, so in this particular scenario, okay, so the tutors know that they should take care of their clients' interests, but they are also equally tempted, okay, to go back to the catching mode. So what is the tip for you from you for this kind of tutors? What should they be looking out for? What are the blind spots that they should be looking out for? Thank you.
Okay. It's absolutely a great question, because this is human nature, like I said, and that's why in a way we can start to move to point two. Point two is that you must go prepared when you meet a client or a parent in this case, and have options and alternatives. You need not sacrifice your rice bowl, you need not, but you must come out manifesting or showing that you also take their needs and the benefits that they want out of the tuition service into consideration. So let me elaborate what do you mean by these options and alternatives. So let's say you have a price in mind and you already, your market value per hour is whatever, 100, 120, whatever, depend on subject, or your lower grades, maybe 70. That is your reserve position. Okay, that is your reserve position. But let's say you don't want to compromise a price, right? My suggestion is that you must have other alternatives. So let's say you are $100 tutor, okay, 120 for physics, JCA level. I think the market rate is something like that, right? Then you have to then offer something over and above other tutors don't have. And it is not monetary, it could be your sincerity. It could be your giving extra tips or preparing some special cheat sheets, not very cheats, notes, with some more American like cheats. The notes that will help them remember the formula and application of the formula in physics or mathematics better. So then if you don't want to negotiate on price, it's fine. I think it's a good strategy. But then you have to offer alternatives. What else would you give? So it's as simple as you go to the those shop house in, let's say, Bishan or Payo or Clementi, and you want to buy a phone, not from telco. Then what do the people there do? They also very good at negotiation. Say, hey brother, don't worry lah. I tell you, you buy at this price already cheaper, but I give you something extra. I give you power pack. I give you free screen protector. Cannot. I give you earpiece also. You don't ask me anymore. This is the price. But price cannot change. Will you be moved? The answer is probably yes. So the parents also the same thing. If they can be, okay, remember the word, assured. They can be
Assured.
assured that the money that they pay can reach and benefit their kids. Then the chances that you don't have to shift the price. Personally, I also don't like to shift on price because to me, price means quality, especially when we do corporate buying raw materials. Too cheap, you worry, the battery may explode because of impurity of chemical.
Right.
I'm not joking you. You cannot. Sometimes you cannot. Okay, so all you can do is to reach them or leverage for better service. So in your case, you must think before you go, which is point two. Come
Yeah.
prepared with options and alternatives. What
Alternatives.
alternatives do you have if you don't want to shift the price? Which I agree with you. Shifting the price is not good because then you will affect the whole industry. Everybody start lowering the price in a market like this, then everybody will be. Then what can you do over and above the normal kind of duration service that is offered? And this is your trade secret. You don't have to tell, you don't have to share, it doesn't matter. But if you are in the business long enough, I'm sure you know what each student, and it could be customized, okay, to each student, right?
Hey, Laurence, I remember you mentioned something when you were training. You remember you brought up the example of the orange skin and orange juice, right?
Okay.
So maybe because I have the luxury of attending Laurence.
Yeah, can you share the story or the case of the orange?
Okay.
Then I can add on.
Yeah, so actually Laurence was actually sharing. Okay, so there are two firms, right? They are actually bidding for oranges. Okay, they're outbidding each other. Okay, so so essentially, why are they outbidding each other? Is because they want the orange. They want to secure the supply of oranges. Okay, but what they did not know is each of them they want a different part of oranges. Okay, one wants the skin. Okay, the other wants the pulp. Yeah, so effectively they could work with each other, right? Okay, so my question is this: going back to the first and the second, so how can we actually uncover each other's interests? And preparing ourselves with the alternative. So are we going to guess like, okay, this parent, okay, is he looking out for the orange skin? I have the pulp. Can we work together? Is there something is it something along the line that we can apply?
Okay, it's a good question. Of course, to learn the skill set, it take a long time. But in short, it's asking questions. Okay, there are two set of skills very important in negotiation. One is asking good questions. The other one is called listening actively. So I elaborate more on each one. So for example, you don't want to be presumptuous because what you think the parent or the child need for that particular duty may not necessarily be same as the rest or the last one you tutored, right? Or you're tutoring now. So you need to ask questions. You ask, okay, all this the problem is here in Singapore, we are educators. No? This problem is what we call knowledge garbage collection. We actually know this. When I explain this, you say, I know this. So you ask open-ended question. You ask closed-ended question. You ask a case scenario question, a hypothesis, etc., right? But you may say that you know. But in that moment, right, the problem with negotiation and a human being is our one overwhelms our professionalism to ask the questions. You have to ask the right question, then you can offer the correct solution to the root problem. So each child may be weak in something, right? So in mathematics, they may be weak in integral or algebra or whatever, but other things they may be strong. English also, right? Maybe poor in phonetics, but their writing is quite good, their syntax, their grammar, right? But when it comes to presentation, then the tutor need to coach them in a different way, not just writing or presentations. So it's very important first to ask the question. The next thing that is important is this. We ask question, but we don't listen well. What do I mean by that? When a person listen, they have to listen holistically. You listen not only with your ears, you listen with your eyes, you listen with your gut feel and your whole being. Because sometimes you can sense the pain of the parent. So when you can sense the pain of parent, right, and you go in and intervene and give them comfort and touch their heartstring, very likely you'll become the tutor, instead of like a salesman offering. Actually, the parent may say, oh, I already gone through 5 tutors, but no child can motivate my son. And some of the best one, I paid so much money, also doesn't work, So they come to you and say, Jeffrey, actually, I'm willing to pay you. But my concern is that that is the real problem then. You get what I'm saying? In that scenario, that is the real gist of problem that must be met. Then if Jeffrey is the tutor, Jeffrey has to convince the parent that he's able to, in some way, improve the attitude and the motivation. And actually, it's not about tutorial or skill set that you have. You may think your best tutorial skill set. No. I've taught 30 over years. I can tell you the best teacher are actually the best influencer, the best coach, the most heartwarming person. They are firm, strict, but they are on the ball. They know. It's like a football coach. It's like a soccer coach. So I hope you understand what I mean. So to get to that problem, 2 things. Ask very good question and patiently, and must stay in the moment. Listen out. Because when you ask question, and then after they ask, hey, let's say the client is, parent is Mr. Ong. Mr. Ong, can you repeat again? The person will be very frustrated. You ask me, you ask me question, I vomit blood. No, you ask me question, then after, then he will. Have you ever experienced? I told you real just now, Laurence. Why you never? And he don't want to be rude. He just shut down. Then your choice, your chance of getting that job, that contract is gone. So I don't know whether this is helpful or not. It sounds very commonsensical, no? Commonsensical thing, unfortunately, like I say with a good heart. As a country, we want to be first world. We cannot afford to be knowledge garbage collector. Once we get the knowledge right, we must process in our head, cognitively, in our mind. You are educationist, Then your heart must buy it, You must have passion for it. Then after that, you must apply it for at least 30 days, 2-3 months, until it becomes. So even if you come for the negotiation full course, right, you still have the same attitude. Cannot be after the 3 days, you come to the workshop, oh, I know already. Actually, you go back to the old habits, that's it. Then you start. But you will bring a lot of returns to you, in short. If you, it's too thick, you can put your practice. Go ahead.
So Laurence, just how you mentioned, actively listening, and asking good questions. To weave in with this second day of options and alternative, it is through active listening and asking questions that we can generate alternatives on the spot. Is it?
Exactly. Because when you hear out, right, then you know where are the gaps, right? Where the gaps, where the needs are, what, or even the wants, doesn't matter. There are wants, the parents' wants and the child. What do they want to fulfill at the end of the extra hours they put in? You must know from that point of view, whether they can afford or cannot afford, it is a lot of sacrifice, time, resources. And I always say in all my training, time is not only money, time is also life. You have to give up how many hours, and you also giving up a part of your life. So if you see it carefully, right, everybody is using up their life to get something. So that's what I mean by win-win negotiation. At the end, it's not a negotiation. At the end, everybody must walk away happy and win. Together.
Got it. All right. So we have some users that are actually that are having comments. So before we go to the FAQ session, I'd just like to encourage the people who the audience who's watching. Okay, if you have any questions, for Laurence, please type in the comments below. And if you like what we are doing, please give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate your support. And we will be flashing the questions right now. So by Facebook user. So if we happen to screen a Facebook user without a proper profile name, probably you can type in your name and say hi. So that we know that you are tuning in and we are doing the correct we're doing the correct video for you. So Facebook user 1. How do we deal with parents whom we feel their children are not a good fit for our classes? Basically, how do we drop the bomb on them? So I believe this Facebook user is facing some issues with parents or students who is not a good profile, not a good fit for the class, or not a good fit for his or her class. So what do you?
So just to understand the context, correct. So not good fit. Maybe this class are all high achievers, so they may need to join another class, right? Because they are at a different level, even in the same level, let's say secondary one. Am I correct? Do I understand? So as a tutor, you may not be able to cope, because if you cater to the high achievers, then those people will be left behind, right? Okay. So basically, how do you gently drop the bad news to them? Are you saying that now you are want to tell them you're unable to provide the tuition for them, correct? In a gentle way.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why I think a place like PIE is very important. I'm sure some of you specialize. Some of you specialize in different level of competency of students, right? Some people are expert in helping the what I call the second chances. People like me, I like to teach students who actually have gone through difficulty, and then bring them up. To me, I find it's very difficult, but much more challenging. And I tell you the reason why. Because some people have that experience. One of my experience I didn't tell you earlier is that I taught in a school called SAF Boys School. It's a school before ITE or Vocational Institute started. We have 1,500 boys. All the boys have trouble with the law. Loose living, molesting, rioting, fighting. Then instead of going to boys' home, they sign up as a young parents sign for them to study in SAF Boys School. Now, this bunch of students, right? Let me tell you, as a tutor also, maybe a good tip for you. A lot of students don't do well because they have problem motivating themselves to learn, or they have no desire to learn. So when they have no desire to learn, these are the most difficult students that will drop. So one suggestion is find fellow colleagues in the PIE who specialize in this. The other one is offer them somebody you personally know. So it's like GP and specialist. No? So the GP, or this is the general, some people who are specialists in this. So I don't know whether in the industry you have developed the point they are specialists. And this specialist is very confident that they can improve the grades, but first by also improving the child's attitude and building their character, like fortitude and perseverance, and explaining to them why. So a lot of times, I mean, you're a tutor before, you realize it's not just intellectual cognitive problem. A lot of very bright students also don't do well. They can come for tuition, they also don't know. Actually, they are very bright, you know. I mean, you are teachers, you know. So that's my point. So you can reject by offering them alternative again. Now remember, negotiation win-win. I want to make a very good one. Negotiation win-win doesn't mean that you must close the deal and get the money, you know. It could mean that I cannot do it, I ask Jason to do it, and Jason can do it. Right? And then when Jason have a high achiever student, they can then refer back to me or to Jeffrey. That's why you have this PIE for. The reason is that let's also be very humble in this. Not all of us are equipped with the same gift. Different tutors, different trainers, different people have different gifts, and so you can reject them gently without, because if you just reject based on the fact that, and they know you think my child is so lousy, they may badmouth your service.
True to that.
Problem. So be careful, because negotiation is not about I win, you lose. They go away lose, you are in trouble. You must go away win also. Feel like, hey, this person offered me good advice. Jeffrey is a nice guy. Next time, when my relative or neighbors need to, I will refer them to Jeffrey. That's what you want. I hope everybody out there listen carefully. That's what you want, not immediate. In negotiation, closure doesn't mean close the deal. Closure means close with the bridge intact. Okay?
Close with the bridge intact.
So that you can go to connect to the next thing. Yeah. Okay,
so
go ahead.
For this Facebook user, I hope you have gotten your answer. Remember to identify yourself, because we cannot see your profile. Okay, so yes, we do have a second question. Okay, by I don't know, it's still a Facebook user. Normally we can see the profile. Okay, so yes, okay, if you're and this normally happens when you're commenting, when you're watching from our Facebook group instead of Facebook page. Okay, so I'd like to trouble for people who ask questions to identify yourself if you're using a Facebook group so that we can say hi. Okay, so is it easier to negotiate with clients who are more financially well off than clients who are financially constrained or budget conscious? I think Laurence can take this question really well because I believe you covered this in the negotiation course.
Okay.
Yes.
Again, it is a tough question, a very good question. But let me say in this way, if you are the financially well-off parents, right, you are likely to be either very successful in business, professionally very successful, well-trained, or highly educated. They are willing to pay you, but they will ask a lot more from you. You understand what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, price-wise, you may get what you get, but the demands will be higher. So they may even demand to sit beside the child while you're giving tuition for the first 2 months and then ask you question, why is it that way? Some of them probably are as good as you are, but they have no time because they are corporate professionals, so they got no time to teach the mathematics or the physics.
True,
They could be top-notch engineer, engineering consultant, lawyers, whatever not, or even lecturers. Yeah, some lecturers will ask, because you know why? I tell you why it's difficult to give tuition to your own kids. Because we have too much emotion involved. My student always tell me, so if so good, if my father is like you, I say, sorry, if I'm your father, you also get it. Because there's too much attachment, too much anxiety, too much concern. So professionally, that is also one tip for tutor. If the parent can come and tell you, say, no, I also can tutor. You say, yes, absolutely you can. You're a parent, you will do the best job. But my concern is that how much emotional attachment? Ask back the question. Will it eat into your tuition competency, because you care too much for a child, and instead of drilling down on the skills, right, you are drilling down on their consequence. I hope it makes sense. So it is not necessarily easier. Financially, yes, I would say yes. It's easier to get the tuition fee that you want. But in terms of providing for service, be ready to go second mile. They may push you harder. That's my answer.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay, so for this Facebook user, I hope you have gotten your answer. So yes, financially well-off parents are more likely to finance that, okay, but they could have additional demands. Okay, well, I think we're actually doing a lot. We're actually having a lot of questions coming in. So we'll address one more, okay, before we head on to your third tip. So for the viewers out there, okay, if you really like what we are doing, please give us a thumbs up on this video. Please like our video, okay. And if you have a fellow tutor who is currently struggling, okay, with achieving effective negotiation with parents, okay, you can share this video with them. Okay, so thank you, Monique. Okay, I think Monique was the one who asked the question. All right, so we have one more question here. Okay, so Laurence, yes, how do we tell them that our child needs more specialized help, but due to good word of mouth insist that my lessons will be the cure for? I think this is the follow-up from the earlier question. Yeah, so the parent is quite fixated. I want you to coach my child. Is there a good way that we can achieve a win-win without cutting the bridge?
Okay, that is also an absolutely great question. So if the parent wants you, right? You know what okay. Do you know what parents want you? What qualities they see in you that they want to pass on to the child? If it is just able to score straight A's in mathematics, then it's very simple. But it cannot be that simple. Remember, I told you one is asking good question, one is actively listening.
Yep.
Until you ask the questions, you do not know what they want. Don't just say yes, no, because you say yes. Actually, it's not about the grades, no. Maybe it's about hey, my child is always playing computer games. How are they going to help them or help him or her break the addiction? So can your competency in teaching whatever knowledge domain help? So my question again is, you have to ask and you have to be very, then you can explain to the parent, this child needs specialist help. So maybe they have attention deficiency, you know, which you and I cannot help. We are not trained. Unless you are trained, you can help. Then you can be the tutor. But you are not trained. Yeah. So are you so-called a motivational specialist? If you're not a motivational specialist, right, you'll find that your name may be stained, because the child will give you so much headache, then you lose your patience, and you lose your cool, you lose your professionalism, and then complain to parents. But no, all the time it's just nagging at me or scolding me. Be very careful about that, because like I said earlier, each one of us are gifted differently. Some people are very good at that, some people are not so good. Also because of our personality. So I will suggest ask questions.
All right.
Find out what they really want you for. Then if you think that you can meet those demands, right, then say yes. If not, then politely explain. Actually, yes, I may be very good in teaching physics, but your son or daughter requires extra help because I think this area of deficiency or this area of weakness, I cannot, because then you tell them no, they'll probably love you more than that. I want to have integrity, I want to be honest. If I cannot, I tell you cannot. I can usually take the money and just nanny your child, but I'm not a nanny, I'm an educator. I want to do my best. Yeah. Perhaps something like that would help you. Think about it, yeah.
All right, so for this Facebook user, I hope we have gotten your answer is really to practice active listening, okay, and asking good questions, okay, and it ties in with Laurence earlier advice on if you cannot meet up with the competency or the requirement of the parent, okay, would you like to consider barter trading with another tutor from PIE, okay, who is specialized in helping this specific need. All right, so thanks for asking. Okay, if you have any more questions for Laurence, please keep them coming. We'll address them right after the third tip. Okay, so what do we have for the third tip, Laurence? What do you have for our tutors?
Yeah, the third tip is more about yourself rather than the client. First, whenever you meet a potential client or parents, you need to have skills in building rapport. Building rapport is a very interesting thing. You read it a lot in a lot of places, and you can find tons of it on the internet. But the essence of it is this: when you meet them for the first minute, the first 30 seconds, do they feel there's a chemistry? Do they feel that they like you? Do they feel, in quote, there's a level of trust in you? Now, this one I cannot teach you. This one because the only way you can learn it is to have a deep awareness of yourself. So a very frank way is to look at yourself in the mirror when you wake up. Do you look grouchy? Do you look angry? Do you look cynical? Or do you look, you're passionate, you're lively, you're ready to go? And a lot of us don't realize this. We always think that what we are good at is our knowledge skills, our head skills. But actually our heart skills the energy that flows out of us is the rapport building. So that's why rapport building is very key. Some people are very good rapport builder. You don't believe me, you see a lot of people are not so high educated, SME tauques especially. Well, you may see they talk, their English is a bit Singlish or Abing, if they're auntie, but you are wrong, They are super good relationship builder. You like them. They are not eloquent in their language. They are not suave, but in some ways, they are charming. So rapport building is about your level of charm, in short. Okay, so very important. Yeah. The other thing is charming. So if you are with somebody, make sure you stay alert. And this is a perennial problem across all ages. Now we are also tied to our smartphone. And it's all right because sometimes it's urgent, we have to look. But when with your client, the first few minutes, don't make sure that say hello only straight away, look at your handphone or something ring. Yeah, so you better silence your phone. Why? Because not showing alert means Let me give you some of these life skills tips. To get respect, right? You must give respect.
Oh.
Because if you show that you are not respectful, within 5 minutes your handphone ring 5 times. I mean, sometimes really urgent, then can't be helped. Like somebody very sick or touch wood, and you really need to rush home. They can understand. But I'm saying by habit. Okay, so very important. Stay alert. It's called the here and now. Jeffrey heard me say it. Here and now means I'm with you. No? So it's Valentine's Day, your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. Make sure you talk to them face to face. Look at them. Your face must look like you love them. Not every half minute look at your handphone. And there are some young couples nowadays. Valentine also send messages using the smartphone. No, spend a few $100 now. We may laugh, but this is the thing that is really lacking. Now, let me tell you, in the 21st century, you can offer a little bit of this treasure. You are a very special human being. There is so much lack of soft touch. No? There's hard touch, this thing, okay? Digital touch. Now, COVID, there's so much lack of soft touch or human touch. Right? If you can touch them, it makes a whole world of difference. So stay alert. Be with them. Show that you care. You don't have to physically touch them, but you show that you're in their space. You understand the ecology of their pain. You understand everything that they are going through, and you're walking with them. And then at the right moment, you offer those advice, encouragement, tips, or even referrals if you cannot do it. They will remember you. They'll remember you for a long time. So stay alert. The next thing, back to our active questioning and listening. Yep. After you listen and active, you must be adaptable. If the person insists that the price must go down, right, and you really think that you can offer something, right, if you ask me, I will lower the price. But I teach you a technique how to get out of it. You will say, okay, Mr. Ong, I tell you, since I look at your child, I think your child needs help, and I'm willing to help. And I hope you understand, I also have family to bring up. So, but for the first 3 months, I lower to $100. Right? But after 3 months, if you show results, right, would you be kind enough to help me also, since I help you, raise up the fee? That's all you need to say. This is called adaptable. I hope this is a beautiful strategy. Yeah.
Oh, that's a very beautiful strategy.
Yeah, because if not, you lose the thing completely. You know.
Yep.
So you sacrifice 3 months. Is how much?
Yep.
If you cannot, you say 110 whatever but just give them some discount Human being very kiamsiak one. In the sense that when they get discount they get very happy. Singaporean very funny. 5 cents, 10 cents. Just a little bit of discount only excites them. Okay. And sometimes I tell you, my person, they are testing you. You know why not? Especially in our corporate business, right? If you are so fastidious, you're not adaptable. Hey, I take you as my supplier. I worry, what happened? I need raw material, more raw material. Or I economy not so good. I less raw material. You're not adaptable. Means I'm stuck with the contract. I'll be sued. That is not relationship. Okay, remember this. In this, adaptation is to build trust. The deeper the trust, the wider the deviance for negotiation. The wider it is. Okay, if they don't trust you, everything cannot. If they trust you, most of the things actually cannot, but just because I like you, I trust you. I think you correct. And I think you often put my interest ahead of just making money. I like you. And I can tell you, I've been doing this for many years. I can tell you, to give away a little can come back 10 times. Not only from the same client, but their referral. Their referrals is worth more than all the marketing efforts you can put in. Let me tell you, in this tuition business, it's about referral.
True.
If your name is no good, sorry, okay? Right? I know this because I'm a lecturer. But I am doing, you see my portfolio, I've been doing all this for so many years. Why? Because a lot of times it's like people it's a real example, right? Jeffrey, who asked me to come and so you get more and more. You don't really need to go and so painfully go and you see the danger about marketing is sometimes people see you like, hey, this one very desperate, begging, I don't want. The funny thing about life is that the more you don't want, the more they want.
Right,
You have to thought of that.
right.
All of us want something that we cannot get, right?
Yeah.
More expensive thing, bigger house. The more difficult it is, the more everybody have already who chase after it. No,
Scarcity.
correct. Demand and supply.
Scarcity.
Okay, so that's how I answer your question. So this is the third point.
Yeah.
So flexibility and adaptability.
Hey, Laurence, I remember when I attend your training, the part about building rapport, okay, you covered something that is actually, I think that is actually very important. Other than active listening and asking questions, is the part about mirroring. I think you covered it.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you can share a little bit of this juicy part to our tutors. Yeah. What exactly is mirroring?
So mirroring is like you look at yourself in a mirror. People like people who are like themselves or similar to themselves, correct?
Yep.
So if they talk about the child's pain, you say, no lah, actually no problem one. They come my training, you must reflect the pain that the parents go through. It could be with another student. Sometimes it could be your own personal family, your own. It doesn't mean you all lecture tutor children or go to school very well, no struggle, right? And in fact, the closer to you it is, right? Let's say I share example of just example only. Okay, oh, my son also went to, let's say those PFP student. My son also went to 5-year school, and this is how I help. What will happen straight away? The parent will, this is the tutor I want, because he's not the tutor, he's only the parent. He had the experience how to bring his son from 5-year to express stream. Hey, that is even more powerful than what you can teach now. There is something in that experience that tells them that you are the one. So that is mirroring. Mirror them. So now, so if the parents let me say another way, more practical way. So if you're an English teacher and the parent is the SME Tauke father or mother, the English the England not so very good. You don't try to speak like a British or American, no. Mr. Ong, is your child having problem in English? I'll tell you, because does that mirror them?
No.
The answer is no. Yeah. A good communicator is one who can speak to the pantry lady, to the SME Tauke, to the educated professor, to the British royalty, right? So if Mr. Ong, you say, hey, Mr. Ong, I know. Jialat one, right? Because the son like that, you also frustrated. How will Mr. Ong feel? Because if Mr. Ong is a person who worked his way up, let's say from electrician or a bricklayer to be a successful contractor, right? You don't mean to put him or her down. But you see, the problem with education is, especially your tutor, you thought, I tutor, I must speak very good English. Then you say, Mr. Ong, but don't worry. This, I will help you. Yeah. Okay. So that is called mirroring. So mirror can be many things. Okay, in a more positive way, you can mirror. Okay, they are from the same school as you, the alumni. Oh, you come from which school? Maybe you come from this neighborhood school or you this top school. You name the school only. Wow. Last time you come from Budok. I also. Wow, but now you're also quite successful. Straight away can be tutor already, right? It could be sports, golf, soccer, tennis. It could be your pastime, tai chi, yoga, whatever lah. So when you meet them, you see their house, what their house have. Wow, maybe you see they got two very cute kids, and then you say, oh yeah, my son or daughter also around this age. Also build rapport. Also called mirroring. I hope you understand. The other one is tonality of voice. When they sound sad, okay, I give some example. This one I think Jeffrey will very laugh. Let's say you go to a I know Chinese New Year, but just for the sake of illustration, you go to a funeral wake, right? You see what people do. That is the classic example of mirroring. Nobody will go and look at your friend and say, hey, hello, your father died. Hiya, when your father died? You sure die. You'll be the one sleeping in a coffin than them, right? Yeah. So you already know what is mirroring, no? When the mood is somber, be somber. When the mood is excited, be excited. But the secret about this is you must know how to lead them out, which is called match pace lead. Then after that, you go to a more happy tone. But Mr. Ong, don't be so sad. There are other students also struggle with this. I think I have some skills and experience to help you overcome this. Then you lay out point A, point B, point C. Then you match a mood, right? Then you pace, then you lead. So why don't you go back and think about it? Yeah, perhaps you can work something out for your son or daughter. Don't push them for close. Just say that. Lay the seed. Lay the seed. So remember, closure means also setting up for the next meeting that you can close. Most people thought they like go market, buy fish or what, bargain straight away must go back because you always spend time. No, duration is not. Service is not. Service, you must be more patient. So I hope that helps. Good question from you, Jeffrey.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing the juicy insights. The reason why I can raise this question is because I have attended Laurence earlier training. So for the fellow tutors who are watching this, Laurence will be sharing how to participate in his Ngee Ann Poly training in right later. So we are going to head for a close before we go to the Q&A. So for our fellow educators watching, this is your best time to wrap up any Q&A questions for Laurence, because if you're not asking, you got to engage him professionally next time. All right, so I'll hop back to the comment section. We have Jason. Jason mentioned about the spot on emotional attachment. So Jason has quite a big question. So say if clients really love what I do but really cannot afford it, how do we negotiate a win-win out of this? Jason's way is to, by default, give price concession, but that is really a win for parents but a lose for him. So is there any other way out rather than giving a price concession? I believe this is the essence of the question. Back to you, Laurence.
Okay, this is a tough question because in reality, we have to make a living, but at the same time, there are truly clients who cannot afford it. So this may have to be a community effort, like a PIE community. Are there any tutors who willing to, out of goodwill, contribute 1 or 2 hours per week to this kind of students who are in need? So if everybody do it in the corporate world and we contribute to this, right? And if this PIE were to grow big, right? People will then, your PIE will become a brand name,
Yep.
Okay, for the poor, we have set aside this. Of course, people will know that, of course, there's some compromise, but for a parent who cannot afford it, it is still better than nothing. Because you cannot ask one person to sacrifice, then how are they going to feed their own family, right?
True.
So we must be realistic. So, but if everybody contribute a little bit, actually it adds up to a lot. The community is quite big, so it adds up to a lot. And also geographically, it's quite good because you're all living in different parts of the island, so it may be okay. Of course, I would say that this screening must be very tight and be very careful. Some people may take a ride. They may not really that poor, so how do you screen them? Okay, so all these minor procedures and all that have to be worked out. But I agree with what Jason commented. You cannot really give up everything and then this becomes a negotiation leverage for parents. Once you cannot afford, you go and say, the person is so soft, then the person. So actually, they are getting it. So my thought is this: is this a genuine case of they cannot pay, or is it just a negotiation leverage against you because they know that you have a high heart? Okay, because I tell you, in reality, I've thought long enough. People who are willing to move up to the top are very self-respectful. I tell you true example. I have a student who actually qualified for bursary in the Polytechnic. Then a lot of tutors tell her, you know what she said? My mom said we are not beggars. We may be poor, but I rather I got no money, I just take bread and drink water. I salute. I think it's crazy for them not to accept a grant or the bursary, but I do respect their value. That's what I mean, because it is the value that the person has that is more important than just a discount. So, but if really they are in need, I'm not against helping. Totally, by all means, help. But that's how I answer it. Be careful how you come to a conclusion that you want to. Yeah. But
Got it.
earlier I taught you the technique area. It helps. Say lower, then later when times are better. Yeah, but now you don't laugh. Now COVID, a lot of parents may out of job. So they still need the tuition, so they may come to USA.
Yeah, all thanks to this interview, I hope I have the wisdom, the collective wisdom to address this. Okay, so yes, okay, Jason, we'll have one last question. But if you have any more questions right now, okay, we will entertain that. Okay, but after Jason's question, okay, there will be a close already. Yeah. Okay, so Jason, okay, about building rapport, how do I do that if I am more introverted and more comfortable texting than meeting face to face? Wow, this is about profile. Okay, different.
Profile. Yeah. Okay, the answer to you is you are not really disadvantaged lah, Jason, because I am a trained MBTI trainer also. In Singapore, the group of people, they are called ISTJ, introverted, sensing, thinking, and J, judging. Doesn't mean judgmental, you're judging in detail. It's about 70%. So most people are unlike me. I'm highly extroverted. You ask me, I transparently share with you. It's not my nature. So some people may be irritated by people like me. I asked him one question, he said 30 sentences. No? So some people may prefer someone like you, introverted, text, etc. I mean, I met many people, you ask them, you say, yeah, no, okay lah, can lah. You think so? Okay. But actually in their hearts, they're rubbish. But they won't say out to me. I respect them because that's their personality. So my point is, if you think that the person is introverted, then you don't match me, right? Then mirror, right? Match. You want to mirror them, right? Then you follow what they want. They prefer texting. They text them. WhatsApp. You want to use Signal. So you say, oh, I'm afraid some of my friends and colleagues, they move to Signal. So to mirror them, I no choice. I have to go to Signal, right? Yeah. Then how you contact them? So I think again, this question is a very good question. It's linked to all the things that we talk about: adaptability, flexibility, able to sense the real need. Because in this case, the real need is the client could be introverted. Then don't talk so much. Yeah. So it is dynamic. It's dynamic. It's not one is better than the other. So the secret is know thyself. No, you must know yourself better than what you know now. Why? Because you may think, oh, I'm very good salesman. I talk. Have you ever talk and never close? Then some people more quiet type of tutors. You also got more students than you. Why? Then you must think, maybe I talk too much. I talk at the wrong time. I talk about the wrong thing. I never ask a good question. I'm not good listener, etc. So in short, that's it.
Got it. Okay, so I hope Jason has found some good rapport building tips from Laurence. Okay, it's a lot about matching or mirroring, okay, who your target audience is. Okay, so we are going to come to a closure. So Laurence, okay, it's your time for you to share. Okay, who are you looking for to help in this tutor community?
Okay, what I think this help doesn't only come from me. It actually come from government. Okay, the time Jeffrey was on the program called Effective Negotiation. It's actually a program run in line with the SSG skills upgrading and skills future related. So I believe when he attended, I think he paid about maybe $100. Why? Because 80-90% of the fee has been subsidized by government grant. So I'm telling you this not because I need you to attend my course. I think that if there's good things, share it. Because if you only pay this one and it's a 3 days course, it's very detailed. If you think that you want to improve your effective negotiation, and understand not only just the tools. Why that is different from here? Because in life, I can tell you this, a lot of people have knowledge skills. But in the workshop, I think Jeffrey can tell us, it's not just about
I
knowledge.
can. Yeah.
Because you must know when you trigger this gun, right? The bullet, if you don't want to hit it, it may ricochet and shoot yourself in the head. Okay, and that negotiation actually cannot, like I say from my personal experience, it's better to have some formal training plus real life application plus people who have insight, foresight, and hindsight who have done it to tell you how to do it so that your learning curve will be shorter and you can benefit whatever you're doing, whether you're tutors or your daily transaction. So the good news is this, that if there is, I already checked with the CET in Ngee Ann, if there is, let's say 12 or 13 people who have, and then you can give your name to PIE under Jeffrey or Jason, we will try to hold, I will guarantee that I will be the trainer for you, hold the workshop for you, but you pay like any general public course. Because once they have the numbers, they run. If not, if you like to attend, you can also don't join this group, but then you have to wait and go to the website and see when it's ready. So usually they only do it once a quarter. Like what Jeffrey attended, once a quarter, January. Now that maybe June, April, June, September. So this is my tip for you. Again, this is a tip. So it's worth it. If I'm a tutor, I will like to attend. If you don't believe, you check the SIM one, how much it costs. Almost $1,000. I think Jeffrey checked before, right?
I checked before.
I don't mean to put them down, but I'm telling you that actually it's not cheap to attend usually attended by professional people.
Hey, Laurence, quick question. Okay, so let's say if we are able to, the PIE is able to pull up the number of tutors, the MOQ. Okay, are you able to tweak the course that's specifically targeted at tutors?
Can. What a great question. Okay, I have run this course two ways. One is called generic. I run for hotel, then specifically all the case study and all the skill set will be linked to I did for Region Hotel, or these are specific, or Scan Tour or tour agency. Then I'll tweak the case, customize it to meet. So I'll talk to people who are in industry. Okay, what is the most the current trend and what's the most challenging kind of situation case study that you have? Then we will put it into practice and then put all the skill set we learn. And yes, absolutely can.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so for the fellow viewers out there, okay, if you would like us to compile a list just for you to attend Laurence tutor-centric negotiation, I'll probably attend. Okay, please type in win-win. Please type in win-win under the comment section. Okay, we'll collate the numbers. Okay, and we'll get back to you. All right. So once again, okay, we have come to the closure. Okay, so please like our Facebook page and join our Facebook group for future update. Okay, the Facebook group, okay, the link has already been shared. So we'd like to thank Laurence once again. Okay, thank you, Laurence.
You're welcome. It's my
joy. For taking time to share so much good insights with us. So PIE will be back next week. Okay, we will be sharing more great tips with Alex Low, the founder of Kampong Collective, to share about building a community, a thriving community, okay, among your students and parents. Okay, so see you, stay safe, and thank you. Okay, have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.
Thank you.